Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got a new Cardfight Vanguard video for you guys today, and today we are covering the 100 Demons. Of all the Buddyfight decks, this might be the one that seems the easiest to build and probably the coolest. I wanted to make sure I got a Vanguard video off for you guys this week because, announcement real quick, there will not be a Cardfight Vanguard stream this week. This week, the new expansion for Destiny comes out on Tuesday, and I will be starting the campaign Tuesday night and probably streaming into Wednesday, not gonna lie. I'm really excited for some new Destiny content. I'm hoping the campaign's good, and I'm going to be trying to knock it out with all my characters in preparation for the raid this weekend. So if you guys are fans of Destiny or just fans of me and want to come hang out, it'll be a lot of fun. I'll do my best to keep you entertained, and you guys can see me get frustrated as we try to clear the legendary campaign. But enough from me. We're going to do what we normally do, talk about the cards, talk about the build, jump into some gameplay. So if you guys enjoy the content, and drop a like, subscribe, let's do it. So first off, we're going to cover the ride line. We're going to do things a little bit different. We're going to do the ride line, then we'll go through all the support. So we have our 100 Demons flag, the Parade of 100 Demons. Same thing as all the other flags, goes into the order zone, unaffected by everything. It gives you access to the buddy gauge, all that fun stuff. We get to pick our buddy at the beginning. Good things, good things. Now, I like this ride line already because it does something every turn. When this unit is placed by riding Parade of the 100 Demons, look at the top 7 cards of the deck. Choose up to 1 from among them, put it into the drop, and shuffle the deck. You get to put anything from the top 7 into the drop. Superhuman Might Ikazuchi. This is our grade 2. When it rides over the grade 1, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card with Thundermine ability from among them, reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle the deck. When you understand how important Thundermine is, you realize how good that is. And then, of course, we have Lightning of Beginnings, Thunder of the End Ikazuchi. This is our grade 3. Act Vanguard Circle once per turn. Counterblast 1, and choose up to 2 non-sentinel 100 Demon unit cards without Yamageto in their different card name from the drop and call them to rear guard. There's a reason you can't call Yamageto. It's because it's the main dude of the deck, and that would be busted. And then we have 100 Demon Sorcery Evil Pulse. Act Vanguard Circle once per turn. Pay 1 gauge. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. I love how cheap of a retire that is. You guys know I love board control, and that is free as fuck. Now, I say that because the deck, it doesn't cause a counterblast or soul blast, and this deck doesn't use a whole lot of gauge. It does use some, but it's very, very manageable. So we're gonna start with the grade 0s. Up first, we have Hasted Evolution Yamageto. This card is both really good and really bad. So what it does is, it's a grade 0 meant to be on the rear guard. Has no power. It has the Thundermine ability though, because auto rear guard once per turn when your opponent's grade 3 or greater Vanguard attacks. If you have an Ikazuchi Vanguard, that unit that attacked gets minus 5,000 power till the end of that battle. Basically, it just makes the Vanguard easier to guard. And 5,000 doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it does add up. And it can be once per turn. So if it's a restanding Vanguard, it's only one of the attacks. I'll talk about why that has potential to be really good when we get later into the video, but it's kind of mid. All right. Oh, the other downside is it's a Yamageto, so you can't call it from the drop with the grade 3 skill. You basically have to have it in hand and call it, which bothers me. Moving on. Choose one of your rear guards. If you chose, retire that unit and countercharge 1. So this is our heal trigger, and this thing is bonkers. So it's just like all the other Buddyfight triggers where they're order triggers. So you can use it as an order, and basically what this does is you choose one of your rear guards. If you chose, you retire that unit and countercharge 1. The reason they put it like that is because you can choose one of your rear guards that has Soul Guard, which the big Yamageto does. So you can choose it, not retire it because of Soul Guard, but you still get the countercharge. So this thing is insanely good. Then we have 100 Demon Sorcery Pathetic. All you play this as an order, all your opponent's rear guards get minus 5,000 power till end of turn. That's okay. It's only really good if you're swinging into the rear guard. If you could somehow play this on your opponent's turn, it'd be fire, but because it's basically during our turn and reducing power doesn't retire rear guards in this like it doesn't like Magic the Gathering, this is a very mid and honestly probably not worth running. And then we have the draw trigger. So I put draw triggers in this deck because it doesn't have a massive plus engine like some of the other Buddyfight decks, but I actually think this effect is not bad. We have something like this in Dragon World, where it's if your damage zone has 4 more cards, you play this with a counterblast 1 and discard your entire hand, draw 2 cards. If your hand is running low, or your hand is all unusable cards, or you have cards you want to get into the drop because you can, play them from the drop, discard the hands, draw 2 new cards. Simple, easy, cost 1 counterblast. The deck doesn't really counterblast that much. Doesn't have much. Well, we actually have built-in counter charge because of the heal trigger. We do have some other triggers. I'm gonna throw them on screen because they are not in Vanguard Pro yet, but we have our critical triggers. So first off, we have 100 Demon Sorcery. I'm gonna Ryu Zen Shakuma. This is one of our critical triggers. You basically get to choose either one of your wild dragons or one of your 100 demons and give it plus 2,000 power as the order. That's the order effect. And then we have 100 Demon Sorcery, Reina Yusho. Choose one of your rear guards. If you chose, retire that unit and put the top card of your deck face down as a gauge. This has the same kind of idea as the heal trigger, where you can choose something that has soul guard, so it stays on the board, but you still get to get the card as gauge. So that's also a really, really good critical trigger. It's kind of surprising that those aren't in Vanguard Pro because they got announced at the same time as the other triggers, but it is what it is. Moving on, move to our grade ones. So first off, we have a set order. The set orders in this deck are very, very powerful, which is why they're restricted to only being allowed to use one. I don't know if this is a typo or what, but some of the insignias on these are weird because pretty sure that's the Dragon World symbol, but this is a 100 Demons deck. 100 Demons card. Oh, wait a second. So the 100 Demons are of all the nations. Huh. Well, moving on. So first off, we have our orders. We have Demonic Way of 100 Demons Akishoki. You can play this from the drop and play with pay 1 gauge. Bind this card, draw a card, search your deck for up to 1 unit with a Thundermine ability and discard it, and shuffle your deck. If your damage zone has 3 or more cards, draw another card. This thing's actually pretty fire. I didn't even know. So this threw me off because if you look at the bottom right corner of this card, it has the Katana World symbol. So I thought this was a Katana World card. Apparently I'm wrong, so I might have to change up my deck to fit that in because that's actually not a bad card at all. Same thing with this one. This one's a dragon, has the Dragon World symbol, but apparently it's one of our cards too. I put this in my deck too. But this is one of our set orders. You can only put 100 Demons formation Thundermine stance in your order zone. Act once per turn, pay a gauge, choose up to 1 grade 2 or less card with the Thundermine ability from your drop, call it to rear guard, and if your Vanguard's grade 3 or greater, that unit gets 5,000 power until end of turn. This actually allows us to play the grade 0 from the drop. So that's pretty cool. And since it's a set order, we can use it every turn. Now here's one of our first rear guards, Eliminator Glacia Labolas. I probably butchered that name. But now we can start talking about Thundermine. Thundermine is a keyword that applies to all of their cards. It's basically the way they generalize their effect. Cards with Thundermine, they all have different effects, but they're all pretty similar. They have to do it with reducing power of your opponent's units, but they all add up when we get to grade 3. But what this one does, Thundermine, auto, rearguard, once per turn. When your opponent's rearguard's power is reduced by your card's Thundermine ability, if you have a Vanguard with Ikazuchi in its card name, that opponent's unit gets minus 5,000 power until the end of turn. Then you can counterblast 1 and draw a card. So, like I said, the Thundermine abilities all usually revolve around reducing your opponent's units. So this allows you to reduce it an additional 5k and draw a card. Unfortunately, this doesn't work with the grade 0 Yamageto, because the grade 0 Yamageto reduces the Vanguard. This only works when one of your opponent's rearguard's power is reduced. We have our PG. First off, look at that card art. That thing is gorgeous. But then we also have our Order Sentinel that all of them have, and I think this might arguably be the best one. So same thing, discard a card from hand, boom, your unit cannot be hit, but then you can also remove this card, pay 1 gauge, and you choose one of your opponent's rearguards and give it minus 5,000 power till end of turn. So you can reduce one of your opponent's rearguards that's incoming for the rest of turn. You don't even have to be it doesn't even have to be the unit that you're guarding with this to just give it minus 5k for 1 gauge. And like I said, this deck does not use a whole lot of gauge. Plus we have this Starved Yamageto. This is our other set order. This thing is fire. You can only put 1 Starved Yamageto in your order zone. We have effects that search the orders from the deck and put them into the order zone. Regardless, because of the restriction on both of these, you can only play 1. Well, you can only have 1 active at the time. You could have multiples in the deck, but you get what I'm saying. When this card is put into your order zone, your damage check reveals a card, or your unit is retired from the rear guard. You choose one of your 100 demons from the drop and you put it face down as a gauge. You basically just get free gauge for existing. You play this card, you reveal a damage trigger, a card for your damage check, or one of your rear guards is retired. That's so free. You even have cards that retire your own rear guards to just give you more gauge. We have Stranger Dilemma, Thundermine. When your opponent plays a normal order, if you have a Vanguard Ikazuchi in its card name, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, and it gets minus 5,000 power until end of turn. The nice thing about this is that it hits anything, nothing specific, just gives minus 5k as long as your opponent played in order. I think we're missing one of the rear guards. Hold on. We're missing a couple more cards. Okay, so we also have Shrine of the Corrupted, Fushigumi. You only put one Shrine of in the order zone. When your rear guard with Thundermine ability is placed, draw a card. This deck does have a built-in draw engine. I didn't know that. For some reason, this one has a different symbol than the other two, but this is another one of our cards. And then we have Purplish Green Dragon Peluda. When your opponent's grade 1 rear guard is placed, if you have a Vanguard with Ikazuchi in its card name, that unit gets minus 5,000 power until end of turn. And that right there is how Thundermine usually works. Because there's another rear guard that says when your opponent plays a grade 2 rear guard, that rear guard comes in with minus 5k. Really nice for the early game, okay-ish for the late game. Makes it a little bit easier to defend, especially if they're playing cards that call themselves. Like say you're playing against Raziel, because it's not limited to the main phase. So something to think about. And then if you have the other grade 1 on board, you can give it minus 10k instead. Alright, on to the grade 2s. For the grade 2s, we have User of Darkness Dunstain. The call cost for this is you pay 1 gauge. When this unit is placed on rear guard, search your deck or drop for up to, or face up damage for up to 100 demon set order and put it into the order zone. If you search your deck, shuffle the deck. If you put a card from your damage zone, put the top card of your deck into the damage zone. Basically, this gets you your set orders. I actually think this is probably the best option for your buddy, because turn 3 you'll spit this out and then you can get any of the 3 set orders and put them into the order zone, because you can only have one of each anyway. So it's like, why overload your deck with set orders when you can just play this guy to get them? And he's 100 demons, which means your grade 3 can just call him back from the drop and get you another order. So we're gonna be we're gonna be changing up the ratios a little bit before we get into the deck profile. Next up, we have Ice Prison Emperor Cocytus Greed. When this unit is placed on rear guard, you may put the top 2 cards of your deck into the gauge face down. Easy gauge generation. You can pay 3 gauge, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. So technically you can pay 4 to retire 2 if you use it with the grade 3. When this unit attacks, if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets 5,000 power till end of battle. Does not care about your opponent's Vanguard's grade, just yours. And then we have the Thundermine, which is Poisonous Water Dragon Zazamera. Thundermine auto rear guard once per turn. When your opponent's grade 2 rear guard is placed, if you have a Vanguard with Ikazuchi in its card name, that unit gets minus 5,000 power till end of turn. Beautiful. And then lastly, we have a Great Fiend Yamageto. This is our main grade 3. This thing is kind of the GOAT. It's kind of where the deck really comes together. What it does, first off, is the call cost, because you cannot, there's no way to superior call it. You have to call it from him. You have to call it normally. Call cost, pay 2 gauge and put 1, 2, 3 100 demon rear guards into this card's Buddy Soul. If you haven't noticed, this is the only card that is needed at Buddy Soul. Second effect, continuous rear guard. This unit gets all of the Thundermine abilities of this unit's Buddy Soul. So if you put 3 dudes, he gets all of their effects. Now, if you remember what our Thundermine abilities are, if you remember we have the grade 0 that reduces Vanguard on Vanguard swing. We have this that gives units minus power, extra minus power, and draws you cards. The one that reduces grade 1s. The one that says if your opponent plays a normal order, you can do something. The grade 2 that reduces grade 2s. Like, that's a lot of targets, and to put them all on one dude is crazy. And spoiler alert, he has Soul Guard, so you have to retire him 4 times. Then we have auto rear guard. At the beginning of your main phase, choose a card with the Thundermine ability from your drop and put it into this card's Buddy Soul. So this boy is gonna get thick. And this is why we play the grade 0, because even if we don't call the grade 0, he can put it in from the drop to then gain that skill, making it easier to guard your opponent's Vanguards. Thundermine, auto rear guard once per turn. When your unit's attack does not hit, if you have a Vanguard with Ikazuchi in its card name, choose one of your opponent's Vanguards, it gets minus 5,000 power until end of turn. That is fucking free. Oh, you guarded my attack? Cool, minus 5k for the rest of the turn. And then, like, oh, they're so lucky. Man, if this grade 1 could hit a Vanguard 2, this thing would be nuts. But it's only when, you know, rear guards reduced. Moving on, let's finish the grade there. Double attack. Auto rear guard once per turn. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked. If your grade 3 or greater Vanguard is stand, counter +1, stand this unit. And lastly, Soul Guard. If this card would leave the rear guard, put a card from this unit's buddy soul into the drop and to make it stay on the rear guard. And that's what makes it play so well with all of the trigger orders. Last card we have to talk about is Thunderclaw Narukami. This is our equip order for our grade 3. This unit can be played from the drop. During your turn, all of your front row units get plus 5,000 power. And then you can choose one of your rear guards. If you chose a unit, retire that unit, and your Vanguard has +1 critical. Guess what? You can choose Yamageto, keep it on the board, and you just get a free fucking critical. I really think this deck is probably the best one, looking right at it, of the Buddyfight decks. But we're definitely gonna have to fuck with it. So I'm gonna change my ratios, and then we'll talk about the deck build. All right, guys, here's the first draft of the deck build. Now that I've reread all the effects and tweaked it a little bit, let's talk about, we have our ride line. Obviously, we have 4 Yamagetos, fire card of the deck. Our 3 Persona rides. We're playing 3 Ice Emperor Cocytus. Easy retire, gets us our gauge, gets 5,000 power, decent beat stick. We're playing 3 copies of Zazamera, good early game card. Reducing our opponent's power, especially in the early game, is going to be really, really important. And then we basically want to get Thundermind for Yamageto. Same thing with Lobolas. I actually wanted this card at 4 because it's also a draw engine, but it needs another card to trigger it, which means it's a vanilla if you don't trigger Thundermind with something else. Got our PGs. Same thing with Stranger Dilemma. Sounds good on paper, reduces our opponent's rear guards. It can hit any rear guard, doesn't care about the grade, but it needs our opponent to play a normal order. If our opponent doesn't play a normal order, this is a vanilla. I do not like that. Honestly, this is probably the worst rear guard because of that fact, because not every deck plays normal orders. Then we have the grade 1, same deal as the grade 2. Good early game card, we're able to reduce our opponent's power in the early game, and we want to stack it on Yamageto. We're also playing 1 copy of the grade 0. We have ways to dump it into the grave. Basically want to be able to add it to Yamageto. We're probably never going to call this on its own. As far as our order package, we're playing 3 of the claw because we want to make sure we see the claw, at least one of them, and we can play it from the drop. I might reduce this down to 2. Demonic Ways of the 100 Demons, Akisoki. This card can be played from the drop. Super easy. It's a draw. It searches us up to 1 card with Thundermind ability. This can actually grab us the grade 0. I actually kind of want to up this. It does cost a gauge, which is a downside, but I guess I don't really know how important Narukami is. It does help give him 5k to the front row, so we might swap one of these for one of, you know what, I'm gonna do that now. Just because this card is just too versatile. We're playing 1 of each set order, just because they're all searchable. We're gonna play the grade 2 as our buddy. Where is he? We're gonna play Dustin as our buddy. We just gotta be careful that he doesn't get bound. As long as he doesn't get bound, we can abuse him. And that'll get us into all of our set orders, and all of our set orders together are just gross. And then of course we're playing the 1 Ghetto Shield. Now, as far as our trigger lineup goes, I still don't like the Buddyfight trigger. Unless it would be good in this deck if I was playing Yamageto as my buddy, because that would give us access to 5 Yamagetos. That's another way you could go with this deck, and then the Buddyfight OT becomes good because giving 100 million to your Vanguard and that rear guard and both of them criticals, especially with that rear guard staying on the board, that would actually be really solid. But since we don't call cards in the battle phase, since we don't technically stand rear guards in the battle phase, like we'll have 1 with Yamageto, so we could play red OT. But I decided to go with purple OT because our right side, like we're gonna have Yamageto on one side, we might not have another rear guard on the other, so that gives me more reason to want to play this. Plus, of course, the heal. Front triggers, we don't want to deck out. This deck does have. I was wrong at the beginning of the video where I said this deck doesn't have draw power. It does have a decent amount of draw power and search power, and it takes a lot of gauge from the top of the deck, so we don't want to burn ourselves out too fast. 8 critical, though I would honestly play the effect criticals that we saw. The plus 3,000 critical is whatever. I would probably still play the Soul Guard critical because that card is nuts. Being able to give a random rear guard Soul Guard is just good. And then we have Ryan Ryuso. Yeah, I talked about that one, where you can choose one of your rear guards. If you chose it, retire, and you can put the top card of your deck face down as a gauge. That's solid, especially if we don't have any other orders to play. So I would probably put that, and then this heal trigger is fucking bonkers. So this is the deck. Let's go jump into a game. And of course, guys, this is subject to change. This is literally just my first draft. I haven't even play tested it yet. You guys are gonna get to see my first live play test right here, not live, but you get what I'm saying. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know and we can tweak it, especially next week when we stream. All right, guys, we got a game and we're going first. Interesting. All right, so you know what? These are okay. These are okay. Let's do this. Oh, and we got one of our set orders. All right, hello. I also forgot that all the set orders are grade 1s, so I can play them immediately, which is good. So we're gonna drop and ride, drop the order. Like I said before, the grade 2 is the best card to choose as our buddy because it gets us into our other orders. And then we're going to charge and draw. But what do we want to charge? I think I want to charge this because the rest of the cards are just too good. Oh shit. Main phase. Well, no, I lied. Effect. He checks top 7, he dumps 1. Can't forget that this time. Ooh, let's dump the claw. Let's dump the claw. Shuffle. Now we're gonna play our set order. Pay a gauge, choose up to a grade 2 or less card with. Damn, I should have did that first. I didn't realize I could do that. I could have paid a gauge to call one of my Thunder Mines, so I could have discarded one of them for a ride. It's all right. It's all right. Mistakes happen. And then we're gonna call this guy in the back. In case he decides to, spam out grade 1s, we could just reduce their power. Oh, it's the Jackknife deck. I think I've played against Limitless 100 before. This will be interesting. All right, shooting Jackknife as his buddy. This deck does like to go second. I might stay at grade 2 just to keep his power on in check because it stops him from being able to restand the Vanguard. But we'll see. You know, I realized does this deck not have an impact card? Oh shit! I didn't think about it till just now. I don't think this deck does. Whoops. All right, he's swinging. We'll go no guard here. All right, we'll take that. I wanted that grade 2. All right, let's go with, since we can get our card back, let's go drop and ride and then skill. Look at the top 5 to add. Ooh, Yamagetto's coming to hand. We need that. Definitely need a Yamagetto. And then I forgot to charge and draw. We're gonna do that too. I guess technically I should have did that first. It's okay. It's okay. Now we're going to use our set order. We're going to pay 1 gauge. And we're going to call, right? Choose up to 1 grade 2 or less with the Thunder Mine ability and call it. All right, so we're going to call this one. Bang. And then we're also going to use this order from the drop since we don't have one of our set orders. So we pay 1 gauge, bind it, and we get to draw a card. And then what's the other effect of it? Draw a card, bind this card, draw a card, search your deck for up to 1 unit with the Thunder Mine ability, and discard it. That is so good. So we're gonna actually get rid of our. Let's get rid of this one. Fine. Especially since we have a restanding Vanguard. If we can reduce its power, that'd be great. I should have went to main phase first. That's my bad. Battle phase. All right, we're gonna swing. Front trigger, yay. And then 26. 26, good number. All right. Now, if he calls any grade 1, we can reduce its power, and then we can counterblast 1, reduce its power even further, and draw a card if we really want to. But I kind of want to go into my turn with at least 2 damage. I guess I can work with 1. So I just need 1 to restand Yamagetto. Because I can use 1 on my Vanguard skill to call 2, and then I can countercharge with my buddy call. So we are going to do our buddy call on turn 3 to get another one of our set orders. All right, so he's only calling a grade 2. Probably not going to call a grade 1. He did pay a gauge, and now he's paying a gauge to get another Jackknife and call it on top of it. And this is a good one. This one sets him up, gets him a draw, and lets him put gauge. I don't know if you guys could hear the screaming in the background. My daughter is over here playing games and hollering. Oh, he gave us a mechanic for Soul? Guys, if you guys don't actively support Vang Editor or Dot on X, the guy who makes Vanguard Pro, he keeps on upgrading the program to be able to enable mechanics. Like, he just gave us Soul for our orders because of the Katana World deck. No guard here. Dude's kind of goated. We will guard this one. We'll guard with the grade 1. All right. Ooh, that's a good card. When this card is placed, we can retire his rear guard. It has Soul Guard, right? I want to say this one has Soul Guard. Yeah, it does. Okay, and how many soul does it have? It has 1. So we can, in fact, kill it. How do I want to do this? We're going to go... First, we're going to do this. We're going to charge and draw. And then we're going to Rop and Ride. Now we're going to go to main phase. I'm thinking. I think we're going to go use our order first. To pay 1 to call something with a Thundermine ability. So we're going to call the grade 0. Now we're going to go reveal, pay 2 gauge. These are all going to go in. And then we're going to ride. Not ride, but you get what I'm saying. Because now he'll gain he'll be able to reduce the Vanguard as well as one of our opponent's rear guards. Well, grade 1 rear guards if our opponent calls it grade 1. Then we're going to go skill, counterblast 1. We're going to call and call. And then on call, skill, reveal 2, and we get 2 extra gauge. Bang and bang. And then lastly, we're going to go skill, pay 1 gauge, retire. Which he's going to soul guard it. Which is what we want because we're going to swing into it. Yep. Lastly, we're going to do our buddy call. Going to call out our grade 2, counter charge, and then skill, pay 1 more gauge to put in play our order. We're going to put in play Starved Yamageto. Bang. So now every time we take a damage, and then skill, we're going to put one of our 100 demons into our gauge. So we'll go this guy into our hand, and then into our gauge. And then lastly, we're going to activate our order for turn, which is going to be our equip. And now our front row gains 5k. And then lastly, because we still have moves, we're going to go skill, choose Yamageto. Actually, choose the grade 2. I'm gonna retire the grade 2 and give my Vanguard a crit. All right, we did all the things. Now we're gonna go battle phase. When your unit's attack does not hit, if you have a Vanguard with Yamageto, choose one of your opponent's Vanguards. Okay, so it doesn't even, if I don't hit the rear guard, I can still do it. All right, so we're gonna go at the end of the battle. This unit attacked if you're a Vanguard. Okay, so we're gonna go swing 18 to the rear guard. He retires the rear guard. Skill, counterblast, restand, swing again. I assume he's going to take this because he wants to guard the critical on the Vanguard. But if he does guard this, we can reduce his power by 5k. Yeah, he did guard it. That sucks because this is going to be a lot harder to hit now. All right, twin drive. First check. Second check. There's our last set order. All right, and then we're going to go skill, minus 5k to VG. And then we're gonna go 23. Doesn't make much of a difference now because he's already at 20k because of the trigger, but he does, that is a minimum 10k guard, and he does take it. All right, now we gotta survive an onslaught. Downside of the deck, we don't get a whole lot of draw power right up front. This grade 1 order helps a lot. Maybe we play more copies of it because every time we want to call one of our rear guards, we would have drew a card. And then if he calls any grade 1s, we get to draw a card off of this. And then we're about to get a bunch of gauge. How many 100 demons do we have in the game? We don't have any. We have the grade 2, but we don't really want to put him in the gauge. We want to call him. So let's see what he decides to do. He might not play a grade 1. Just to avoid reducing power and me drawing cards. The only downside to this grade 2 is it only searches deck or drop or damage. So the fact that the card's in my hand means I have to use it as my order for turn, which means I can't use this to draw another card, which I would have liked to do. But it's all right. This is good. Oh, it's once per turn. I didn't realize this was once per turn, but that's still one free card every turn. All right, he's calling the grade 2 jackknife. Him not calling any boosters means his rear guards are going to be a lot weaker, which I'm okay with. We do have to watch out for his impact order though, because that extra rear guard attack sometimes adds up. What did he just add to his hand? He just put a jackknife on top of a jackknife. That's cute. I see. He's stacking one with a bunch of soul gauge. So how many gauge did he play this turn? He's doing a lot. Alright, so now he's gonna counterblast and draw and put another card into his gauge. Interesting. Actually, you know what I can do? I can charge and draw this. And then use it to play him because I have to pay a gauge to play him. Did I do that last turn? Uh-oh. Did I miscount my gauges? Should I be down to 0 gauge? Let me know if I messed up, chat. Let me know if I messed up. But I definitely could have just done my effects in a different order to have the 1 gauge to call him. I guess the big difference is, did I have the gauge to be able to play him? Is the big challenge, because that would have been an oopsie. So we want at least 2 counterblasts going into. By the way, the gold ritter I put from the drop to hand was to gauge. I don't know how to put from drop to gauge. Alright, so he used Jackknife Gold Ritter. He had to retire one of his rear guards. Now he's doing his buddy call. So now he's getting another setup. Oh yeah, because for Gold Ritter you have to retire a rear guard that has at least 2 gauge on it. Oh, not 2 gauge, but 2 buddy soul. So that's why he played one over the other and then did Jackknife burn energy. Alright, so he gets to put it on top without paying the cost because of Jackknife's skill. Because the call cost is to pay 1 gauge. When this has a buddy soul, it gains 5k. When this unit stand, it gets a critical. Alright, that's fine. Now remember, we can also use this to reduce the Vanguard's power. So that matters, because that's going to turn into 15, and this will be 33, which is a 2 to pass. Which we are. Whoa, why is he 30? Oh no, okay, he fixed it. Skill. Nice 5k. And then skill. Counter blast 1, minus 5k. And I draw a card. Yeah. So now it's a little 3k fucking body. We like that. I did it mostly for the draw. That was the big reason. This thing just a vanilla? That can't be right. That's crazy. Alright, using the Vanguard skill, which is search your deck or drop for up to 1 unit with Jack Nevins card name and either put it to your hand or call it without paying the call cost. That's good. That's a free +1. Free +1. We like those. We like those. I need to see my other 100 demons. I need the grade 2. Because this one doesn't have Thunder ability. It's called Thunder Mine. So it's like I can't put this into the soul, but I can put this grade 1 into the soul, into my my buddy's soul over here. But I don't have anything else to put, which kind of sucks. All right, and what the fuck is this one? I thought he was out of gauge. Oh right, he can he just like soul blast to get gauge? I'm a little confused on how he did it, but okay. Let's get rid of you. And now we can get that back as our buddy soul. Pay 1. Alright. Here we go. Can we survive this onslaught? 23. We will guard 28. Alright. Swing with the Vanguard, standing in the rear guard. And now he gets a critical 5k and a critical. Alright. Skill. Minus 5k VG. So this can't be targeted by your opponent's card effects, but this effect doesn't target. It just says the unit that's attacking. All right, cool. We'll go 2 to pass. He has triple jab, which is a little annoying, but we're fine. Ooh, a critical. Now both of his rear guard attacks are gonna be for crits. That's fine. We're okay with that. All right, we're gonna take this. We're gonna take this big rear guard attack. I want to see if he's gonna swing at the Vanguard. Oh, he didn't give it to the Vanguard. That's weird. Intercept. I'm gonna take 2 here. Ooh. I kind of wanted that damage, so you know what? We're gonna do this. I want him to swing at my Vanguard. We'll take 2. Oh, look, a heal trigger. All right, cool. You know what? I'll take that all day. Now we have 3 face-up damage to play with. All right, so remember, we said we're gonna charge and draw this. We're gonna charge, we're gonna draw. Then we're gonna Persona Rod. All right, let me not fuck this up. Oh my god, I can get 5 attacks with this thing. We're gonna go main phase, skill. We get to put one of our Thunder mains into the thing. So we're gonna go you into the Buddy Soul. Then we're gonna go. How do I want to do this? All right, I don't want to fuck this up. we're gonna activate skill. No, we're gonna activate this skill. We're gonna pay 1 gauge. And we're going to choose up to 1 grade 2 or less with the Thundermine ability from your drop, call it. So we're gonna call you. Then we're gonna go skill. Counterblast 1. We're gonna call. And we're gonna call. This one has a call cost. So we have to do that and we get to put our order in. So we're gonna put this into our order zone. I forgot to charge when I took damage for this thing. So I should have 3 more gauge that I don't have. So we're gonna go reveal 2 because he puts 2 from the top into the cage. All right, now we're gonna go into the Buddy Soul. Into the Buddy Soul. And bang. For 2 gauge. My opponent wants me to use it. I'm not going to because I don't feel like that's fair. But I'm kind of mad that I did that. And I get to draw because I called 100 demons. We called the dude off this. We should have got a thing off this. My bad, y'all. I also should have got one when he killed my rear guard. So it is what it is. But now our front row gets power +5. And then we're going to go skill. Which one had... Why does he have 4? Oh, it moved things around. Hold on. This should be over here. Yeah, as I say, they both should be at 3. So we're going to target this one, and then we're going to remove this. So he gets to stay. So my Vanguard just gets crit. All right. Battle phase. Swing 28. 28's an okay number. All right. Then we're going to go swing 36. 36 better number. Oh wait, I got a counter +1 for that. You want to stand that. Bro. All right, skill. Counter blast. Oh yeah. Do I have the one that doesn't hit? No, I don't. Oh yeah. So skill. -10k to VG. I'll do it after. I should have had -10k to the Vanguard already, but I'm fucking stupid. All right, we're gonna go swing 28. He guarding. Twin drive. 1, 2. Heal trigger on deck. Oh, did I forget? Do I have an order in the drop I forgot to use? I do. Fuck. All right. Oh yeah, because I didn't have a gauge. That's what it was. But I should have had the gauge because I should have got it when I took damage. Skill. We're gonna use both. So -10k to VG. -10k to VG. So that can get 5 attacks. It's just very counter blast heavy. Oh, is it? He right. So instead, let's take out you. Since this can't hit the Vanguard anyway now. So normally, if my attack doesn't hit once per turn, Yamageto can reduce my opponent's Vanguard by 5k. I have 2, so it could be by 10k. But our opponent here, Gold Ritter says I can't target my opponent's Vanguard. So unfortunate. All right. This is one of the reasons I think Tasuku's such a good deck is because of the defensive power of it. He probably has the impact order. He didn't play it because I hit the OT or all the damage triggers I hit. As you also see, we did draw a decent amount of cards now. So we're looking pretty okay. I should have focused more on the rear guard to be able to minus the power. Choose a unit with Jack Nephilim from your drop or from Buddy Soul. So he's using it for the second effect. Draw a card and put it face down as a gauge. So now he should have 2 gauge. Yeah, he does. Oh, I was looking at his unit's Buddy Soul before, not his gauge. So he has 2 gauge. Oh, he's going straight to battle phase. He don't want me reducing any power. Interesting. Alright. 30k, huh? We have 2 PGs in hand. I will take this. I do wish, I do think maybe we play 2 of this grade 0. Because if I had that in here too, that'd be minus 10k to his Vanguard on Vanguard swing, which would be spicy. 3 drive. We're gonna PG this. Discarding. I need to remember this guy because I'm playing against decks that have orders. Alright, we'll drop this. Oh. And one of my 100 demons goes into the order zone. I'm doing that now. Not the order zone, but the Buddy Soul. Oh, whoa, did he just get 2 criticals? Fuck. Well, I think that's all she wrote. Because I can't afford to take 2 hits. 48 is crazy. What can I do here? Wait, that's supposed to be on the Buddy Soul here. Do I really want a chance to heal? I don't think I have any heals left. Alright, so this is 48. I can guard 43. Alright, so I got 43 for the rear guard column. Vanguard doesn't have any drives. I have a PG for this. I can reduce the Vanguard by 5k. Can I guard 235s is the question. 23. I cannot. Unfortunate. Alright guys, here's one more look at the deck. This is a little bit of a rush job because it's already super late and I want to get this video out today. I did not show off that deck well. I kept on forgetting about this. I kept on forgetting about this. I should have had more gauge to be able to make more plays. I should at the very least have been able to draw more and set up my drop zone more. It's going to take me some getting used to, but I really like the play style of this deck. I also think Yamageto is crazy. I think the rear guards are a little lacking, but it's because this guy's supposed to make up for it. Because once you get him on the board, you just sit on him. I do also still think that that grade 2 as your buddy, especially since after you use him, you can just intercept with him or use him as tribute fodder for the claw, and then to keep on cycling him to get your set order. I think is a really, really nice strat. But again, let me get your opinions down in the comments, guys. If you want to see me play some Cardfight Vanguard live, come by next week's live stream. Like I said, no live stream today. It'll be Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I would love to have you guys. That's going to be it from me. Check me out on social media. Links down below. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.
In my eyes, I was born for this. I got demons on my side, you ain't high like this. I got reason to believe I don't need it from my gifts. Only I can change the world and it go like this.